Welcome to BBP Creations. This is yours Anamula. Continuation of the class, historical background. Today we are discussing about Government of India Act 1919, and this act also called Montagu-Chelmsford's reforms. The British government declared on August 20, 1917 that the British main objective introduce responsible government in India. That meaning the Britishers by this act they wanted to introduce a responsible government in India. 1919 Government of India Act came into force in 1921, and this act was the powers of the central legislature completely decreased. That meaning the central legislative powers separated between central legislative and provincial legislative. The subjects divided between these two administrative bodies. That means central subject matters, the laws made by the Central Legislative Council, and provincial legislative councils made on the subject matters of the provinces. Further, in the provinces, again the provincial subject matters divided into two parts. One of these part was transferred and second one is reserved. The reserved subject matters administered by governor and executive councils. That subject matters are completely related with revenue matters like collecting taxes. Governor and executive councils, whenever administrating these subject matters, they were not responsible to the legislative council. They won't give any answer whenever they did mistake. But here transferred subject matters administered by governor with the help of ministers. But here the ministers were responsible to the legislative councils. But even the subject matters here, agriculture, facilities for the people like roads, street lights, garbage cleaning, all these are actually not depends on the revenue which the powers was given to the executive councils. But they were not responsible for the revenue, but here the responsibilities of these ministers, they should be responsible to the legislative council. Now, whenever these two systems, transferred and reserved subjects, are introduced, this system is called diarchy. Diarchy means double division of the subject matters. But unfortunately, this diarchy system was not succeed. This Act 1919 Government of India Act introduced one of the important feature, bicameralism. Bicameralism means two houses in the central legislative. Two houses in the central legislative. That means legislative council divided into two houses, upper house and lower house. The upper house consisted with legislative members and lower house consisted with legislative assembly members. All these two house members directly elected by the voters. They are elected persons. Previously, most of the times, these people were nominated, but this act was provide a direct election method because they wanted to provide responsible government to the Indians. Now here, the Executive Council, the Governor Executive Council consisted with 6 members. In these 6 members, 3 were to be Indians, except Commander-in-Chief. In these 6 members, 3 members were appointed by the Indians. This Government of India 1919 Act extended the reservations. In earlier Act, Minto Marley was provided a separate constituencies for the Muslims. Now this Act 1919 Government of India Act extended these reservation to Sikh, Anglo-Indians, Indian Christians and Europeans. All these communities provided separate electorates, constituencies. Now this act provided vote right to very limited. This limited vote right only to the people who are paying taxes and who are well educated. Remaining the common people won't have any right to vote their representatives. Now this act was first time Civil Service Commission was started in 1926. Public Service Commission, that is Central Public Service Commission, was established by this act. And this act was divided the budgets into 2. Earlierly only Central Legislative Council made the budget. But whenever the subject matters divided these Legislative Council and Provincial Councils, the budget also, that means provincial legislatives empowered to make their own budget. So this is 1919 Act, Government of India Act was provided these provisions, and finally they mentioned a statutory commission was appointed to recheck all these 1919 acts fulfilled the wishes of the people or not. That means after 10 years, after this 1919 Act implementation, after 10 years, a commission was set up. That commission is called Simon Commission. Simon was a leader of this commission, and in this commission total members were 7, including Simon. Now this commission inquired this act, how it was useful for the Indians. Whenever they came to India, all the leaders of the Indian National Congress and freedom fighters, they boycotted and they given a slogan, Simon go back. Why? Because in this commission there was no single Indian. So that Indian National Congress and all the Indians, they boycotted this commission. Even though the commission was made a report and submitted in England in the Parliament in 1930. By this commission report, the British government was prepared by Lord Linlithgow. A person was prepared a white paper. By this white paper, British government was implemented Government of India Act 1935. Government of India Act 1935, based on the report of the white paper, they made. Now you understood the Act of 1919 Government of India Act. All the viewers, those who are watching this video, you like it and share it and subscribe. Thank you. We will meet again.